So, do you have a rant today?
I'll get there.
I just wanted to give you the opportunity to get it off your chest.
I'm cooking one up.
If we got, yeah.
I'm cooking one up. I reserved.
And by the way, someone commented on this. Do you only own shirts that look like Where's Waldo?
I think you wait to see what I'm wearing that day, and you say, "Hey Rex, let's shoot 4 videos."
Only on the days you look like Waldo.
Right.
This is all I own is black T-shirts, and all he owns are Waldo shirts.
This is the only long sleeve I do own. Yes. Everything else is a T-shirt.
You know what's gonna look like? We shot like 30 videos all at one time. And
you know what? Then
no one's gonna take us seriously
It would
anymore.
look like we held our liquor remarkably well.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna pour you this.
What is it?
And to me, this is exciting, but it could be exciting.
I saved you. Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
Should I even tell the people how I saved you from
You
horrendous embarrassment?
Yeah. He moved the glass for me because I was slightly off in my aim. If you know what I mean.
The sommelier was off. I think you're demoted.
I'll get down off of my raised carpet bed.
I'm getting alcohol. Right, even when I do the open mouth venting thing.
Right,
Yeah.
Still alcohol. Yeah, yep, that's about right. It's only 45%.
This is coffee.
Okay, now, so this is 2 things that are cool about this. They could just be nerdy cool, but they're still cool. The first is it's Nikka. Now, anyone who thinks that Japan doesn't have a right to win whiskey awards has not been paying attention to whiskey history.
Happening?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
These are not whiskey flavors, but I don't hate them.
Yeah, so Japan has every right to... They've been making whiskey since 1905.
Okay.
And the guy who originally brought it to Japan trained in Scotland for 3 years and married a Scottish girl.
So he's
legit.
legit.
Yeah.
He's Scottish in law.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when he...
I thought that was funnier than he...
Yeah, it wasn't that funny.
I thought
so it's as funny as he thinks about my dad jokes.
They're not even funny.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm gonna let you decide. So,
They're intentionally
what did the snail say when he rode on the back of a turtle?
You. That's what he said.
he said, wee! The response is so much better than the joke.
I'm not dignifying. Waiting to move on.
All right. So anyway, what happened was he moved to Japan, back home to Japan, and he started making Scottish style whiskey, even shipping in the peat from Scotland. It didn't go over that well, and the guy who owned the company, who had hired him as a distiller, said, "Oh, well, that's because the Japanese palate is way more subtle and nuanced. And so we need less aggressive whiskeys."
They have wasabi.
Yeah, right. So he basically overruled. So you have the guy who thought, he said, "I'm making art," and then you have the money guys like, "No, we got to tone this all down."
Right.
And so they were at odds. It sounds very similar to our Balcones discussion.
If I finish this before your story's over, there's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, well, they were at odds.
Yeah.
This is not an interesting story to you?
You'll get there.
Ah, son of a bitch. So they were at odds. Because he's Japanese, he still worked for him for 10 years to fulfill his obligation.
Yeah.
When he was done,
A company man.
he left southern Japan and moved to Yoichi, an island on the northernmost section of Japan, which was essentially like going to Alaska and living in a cabin. I mean, he went into exile.
The remote reaches of Japan.
And there he started a distillery, the Yoichi Distillery, and another distillery, and now those are making Yoichi and Nikka and several other whiskeys. So this is the original guy starting his a more recent distillery.
Right.
He shipped over coffee stills.
If this was a blind taste test, I would not say this was whiskey.
Well, he's making corn whiskey. So this is dominantly corn. This is the same recipe that bourbon is.
All right, so talk to me about what's in the glass. I'm getting, immediately it was vanilla ice cream, but then it became more complex than that. Very smooth. He
is making whiskey the way that it was made in the 1840s and 50s.
Okay.
So in 1830, a guy named...
What was that?
I know, right? A guy named Nikka Coffey invented a thing called the coffee still.
So it has nothing to do with the flavor of coffee?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
So
because there's no coffee flavor in this.
No, there's not. Then it's not coffee grain, as in like a bean or right. So it's grain whiskey made with a coffee still. So a coffee still was the precursor to the column still that all bourbon uses now, and or almost all bourbon uses now. And it's much faster and much more pure product at the end. So it's less of the big heavy flavor component. So it makes prettier whiskeys.
TikTok.
Like Irish whiskeys.
Right.
Those are column stills.
Okay.
Mostly. Not all of them. And anyway, so he shipped the original coffee stills made in the 1830s back to Japan. And they're now still making it with the same stills. These stills are over 150 years old. It's mostly corn.
Right.
Which means it's going to be in this, it should be in the same flavor profile as bourbon. But it's totally not. Now, you know why?
Why?
Because they're not aging it in new oak.
What are they aging in?
They're aging it in either reused oak, like bourbon, previous bourbon casks, and some of them are, I don't know what this is, but some of the Japanese whiskeys are using Japanese oaks.
I think they're aging it in ice cream tubs.
It's probably true.
It's not aggressively, it's not sugary sweet, but I am getting vanilla, a little bit of almond.
Yeah, I get almond.
Yeah.
I get that. It could work in an amaretto kind of direction. And that's all the corn, right? These really friendly, sweet candy flavors.
Yeah.
Now, they have a single malt also made in a coffee still. It's disgusting. What I mean is, it tastes so candy that you could put it on pancakes.
Like the...
in place of maple syrup.
Like the French whiskey we're talking?
It's worse.
No.
It's more candy.
No.
No, I'm going to prove it to you.
Bring it.
I'm going to prove it to you right now.
It's impossible. That was Pixie Sticks and Sweet Tarts.
So this is the Nikka Coffey malt whiskey.
Now, do we need to go toe-to-toe with the French whiskey?
No. You'll see. You won't even need to remember. You won't even need to remember. It'll be that easy of a competition. Yeah.
That's Jolly Rancher.
That's
Jolly Rancher.
It's no fun. I was so disappointed by it.
That's syrup?
Yes, I said you could pour it on pancakes in place of maple syrup.
I think we need to pour this on pancakes. That would be amazing.
Note to self, make a milkshake.
Yes.
A whiskey milkshake from the Nikka Coffey malt whiskey.
No, look, pancakes, butter, a little Nikka whiskey.
I told you.
You think I'm kidding?
No.
We're doing that.
Yeah. We'll do that in a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Whiskey pancakes.
Yes.
All right. Let's do that.
For the alcohol.
Where do we get our pancakes from?
Who cares?
I don't want to make them. I don't want to have to make them. We gotta buy some. I don't know. Every time I make pancakes, one side is beautiful.
Those people over there look like pancakes.
Yeah. There's windows, by the way, on that direction. Every time I make pancakes...
By the way, have you told them what you can see and they can't?
No, I can see downtown Austin from here.
How far away?
From 20 miles away. Right. That's the view we have behind the camera.
So that's 90 degrees away. Instead, you get to look at us.
But we're such hotties. See, when I make pancakes, one side's beautiful and the other side is either undercooked or black.
So you're not making pancakes, you're burning pancakes.
Yeah, that's bad news. All right, well, pick your good one.
This is the good one.
Okay, so may your crazy stay this side of legal, and may you return just before we have time to miss you. Cheers.